think that our environment is poor. We just don't have resources.
Welcome you guys. Youth in Purpose, this is Silence Your Guy and Loud is Silence. We welcome you again on our, I think it's our 6th episode. So we are here today at Bushbuckridge, Mkhuhlu, in a very, very tiny village called Mantangaleni. So we are excited. I am excited to be hosting this episode, and I hope that everything goes well. So today here, I'm not alone. I'm with our guest here today. I'm going to start here from the far corner there. We have Brighton, who's joining us today. And then we also have Franz Matumbu, who's also joining us today. And we have our lady here, Press, you can call her Presley. So we have our guest as well here, Mr. Warren. So yeah, we welcome them and we hope that you guys enjoy. And at the end of the day, it becomes an informative episode for everyone. So yeah, we know that mediocrity is one of the, I can say, boundaries that kumbele isivelela ke bantsha eka community ta kuba I can say to be ambitious or to dream big in life. So we are here addressing that. I can say it's a sickness of mediocrity. All right. So I want you guys to be free, comfortable, and then we just gonna do some. It's not like an interview, you understand? We are mingling, we are talking, so everyone is involved. So I'm gonna start with Brighton. You introduce yourself, and then we'll take it from there with the line.
Okay. Thank you for introducing me to the speaker. My name is Brighton Dlamini. I'm just an ordinary guy around Mkhuhlu. I'm a well-known as a fitness person and a teacher, I can say. So I've been teaching since 2019. I've been teaching maths and physical science, grade 11 and 12. I cannot say much about that, but I can say I'm the best, as you can know. So all I can say is that our environment is very poor in terms of knowledge, everything, man. Cannot say much about that. They will add up to the other speakers. So yeah, that's my name. Let me just stop there.
My name is Franz Matumbu. Some they call me Bravo. I'm currently a tour guide. I'm living here in this tiny village that is called Tulani. Mantangaleni is where we live. And then I once being a chairperson leading the youth. And even now we also have a home-based care that is operating, that is Tulani home-based care that we are conducting. We are dealing with young people, so then we know we experience a lot of things in our community, so it's something that we can engage on to know whether it's how can we help them, because it's a day and day thing that is happening in our community. So it's where we can touch there and touch there. I can stop there and then the other one will add up on that one.
Okay, I am Presley, obviously, as previously introduced. I love calling myself Press, which is a self-given nickname. Well, unlike the first two speakers, I have nothing going for me. I am still a student. Well, I can't say I have nothing. I mean, I am still a student. I also won't touch much on that, but I am doing my LLB degree at the University of Venda, and I'm located at the other side of Mkhuhlu, which is section F. Yeah. I think that's all I can say. And also, to differ from the first speaker, I really don't think that our environment is poor. We just don't have resources.
Okay, we said it from there. Yeah.
I like putting it.
Yeah.
I just think we don't have, firstly, resources. Okay, firstly, information, and then resources. Do you understand? Yeah. Because personally, I've worked with people like Mr. Silence here, right? I know he's a very smart guy, as much as he might dispute it because it's him, but I know he's a very smart guy, right? So imagine if he had all the resources that he actually needs to change everything, man, because I know he's capable. So I think we can say it's knowledge and resources. Thank you for now.
Okay, thank you everyone. My name is Warren Khoza. 26 years of age. I am from a village called Huntington, which is bordering the Kruger National Park. I hold an honors degree in youth development from the University of Venda. I am a final year student doing my postgraduate diploma in public management with UP. I am a community developer, I am a community builder, and work-wise I hold a position for projects manager for an NPO that is working with all the communities that surrounds the game reserves. So I think I'll be bringing some knowledge in terms of the information or the opportunities which we have for our communities, and also how we can help eradicate poverty around our communities. I've been exposed with a lot of different opportunities, and I've been exposed with a lot of great information which I'll be able to share today on this episode. So thank you for having me.
No, I thank you very much, everyone. We're excited. I'm excited today that we have such caliber in our episode here today. So the first thing that I want us to discuss and talk about it is the notion that talent will not pay your bills, if I put it right. So that is the first thing that I want us to talk about and cover, the issue of talent. That it's more like our youth are being channeled in one box, that you need to go to school and then you are told that there are limited courses that that exist that can make you rich or make you successful in life. So where is the room? Is there still a room for talent development and talent utilization for groundbreaking work, or rather making a living with your talent? Is there still a room for talent in our youth today? So anyone who has a take on this, we can just mingle on that and see where it leads us.
As I can say to you, I can say that you are wrong if you say that talent cannot pay your bill. We know there are many people that are living out of their talent.
But like basing it here in our community, like facing such issues like poverty, facing such issues like inadequate infrastructure, do you think talent is what we should be pushing our young people to develop more than going to school?
As we can see, Bushbuckridge does not have industries and most of the things that is there in other provinces or in other regions. So I think that talent is the only way that you can find a breakthrough through soccer, rugby, athletics and everything. It's just that those things, it has to be initiated and be followed. And then in such way we can manage to find breakthrough, to encourage young people so that they can able to start something that can develop young people.
All right, I like that.
Yeah, to add on that, Mr. Franz, I agree with you. According to my knowledge, as you can see from this generation, there is a lack of jobs, more population, and this population, we cannot occupy all these jobs that we have right now. So the only way to survive in this world is to explore our talent and our passion, I can say that, because you can teach someone and then they can go to school, they can go to tertiary and graduate and still don't find a job. So what else? What are the requirements to that situation? Then is the only way to bring your knowledge, come up with good ideas, such as this idea that we have right now. I'm sorry to say that, but it's also an idea, this one. So the only way now is to come up with the ideas, bring your talent to the world, so that everyone can see that you have this idea and this idea. Hopefully that idea that you have, they can create more jobs. So I think talent it still has a room in this world right now. Thank you.
Yeah. Press, do you have anything?
Definitely. Okay, so personally, this has been like a profound conversation, I can say, because as much as, okay, to answer your question, yes, there's room to like put people's talent out there. Mr. Silence, there's no thing such as your talent or your gifts or whatsoever cannot pay your bills. I personally believe that if you do something that you love what you do, it's definitely going to work for you.
Okay.
But there's a but, obviously. I think it actually, we have underlying problems, right? Which, unfortunately, I have to say this in here, it's parents.
Our parents.
Our parents. You know, I've come to realize that most parents are willing to like invest an arm and a leg towards a child's education, but they are not willing to do the same towards their talent.
But can you blame them?
Yes, I can.
Because we live in an era where what you know weighs less than who you know.
Okay, how do you get to know people? You know, there's a person who went to school, who went to varsity, they came back. They are not known still. So what connections have you established in varsity? Are you sure they can guarantee you a living out there? Now let's talk about talent. Let's talk about you, right? With everything that you're doing, right? Which I can say is more focused on the arts industry, right? How many people have you met? How many people have you worked with? How many people have you interacted with? You'd find that it's more people than I, as a university student, have met in my lifetime. You understand? And also there's like, you know, we have,
I think you can bring the mic here.
Yeah.
we have people, right? People our age who can do quite a lot of things.
Okay.
Some can do arts, crafting, is it called? Yeah. Forgive the
Fine
English.
arts.
Exactly. Yeah. Like they can work with their hands, but there are parents who so much want their kids to go to school. And I think it's also based on the fact that my mother wants me to be like him because he has a degree. It's working for him. I think they should also understand that what worked for him might not work for me. Okay. But I might pave way for someone else who's coming before me with the talent that I have. Not speaking specifically about my parents, because I honestly feel like my parents give me enough opportunities to explore, which I'm very grateful for. You understand? But also we cannot put all the blame on our parents. I think, our age mates are lazy, man. For real, people are lazy. People don't want to look for information. I mean, you can see this just by logging into your socials, right? You'll find a job advertisement. Let's see, if you're interested, then send an inbox. Umdu would go right under the comments and say, I'm interested. What for?
Yeah, you see.
So also, I feel like as much as we might have our parents as barriers, also we need to stand up as people, try to find things for ourselves. Thank you.
Wow, that's a profound intake there. yeah, I like that. So, Mr. Warren, do you have anything to say on this issue of talent? If there's still room for talent in our generation today?
I think our panelists have said a lot, and I admire their thoughts about it. One thing which I want to share is that everyone who thinks they are talented, they need to identify their talent and then work on it. We might be talented as singers from Mkhuhlu, the two of them, but one is talented but is not doing anything about it. The other one does rehearsals, check on music, build their vocals, and work with other musicians. Obviously, those people will be working to build their talent. So my advice to them is that if there's one young person who is talented, they should make sure that they just do not sit with their talent. They should work on it. They should research more information on it. They should network with other people. They should also work for their talent, so that when the day comes when they're interviewed, and they ask what makes you more suitable than other candidates, they should have something they can say to say, I've done this is what I'm doing, and this is what is making me more suitable than the other. I think we can talk about fitness.
Okay.
What makes people to gain their body goals is constant exercises, them sticking to their target and all that. So if you're talented, do not just sit on that 1% of your talent. Make sure that each and every time you get an opportunity, or each and every night and each and every morning, work on your talent, make sure you improve it. And one last thing which I can say is that make sure that you couple your talent with a paper. You can be artistic, and then I think there's something which you can go and study, like a 1-year certificate, a 3-month certificate, that is gonna couple your talent together with the experience which you might have gained from what you have studied. People who are musicians can study something which has to do with music, and they can get a certificate out of it. So if we now have rehearsals and a certificate and a talent all together, it means you can be recognized from our community, and the talent can pay your bills. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. So you also opt for that talent can pay your bills?
Definitely.
Okay, no, that's interesting, eh? Because the reason why I say it's interesting, it's in the notion that we live in a society, especially here where we are today at Mkhuhlu. A lot of things, I hate calling people mediocres. I love my people, but at the same time, we are surrounded with negativity so much, to an extent that if it's not impossible, but it's hard for one to invest in their talents. For an example, right now we just set up a table here. We are putting our mics for a podcast, and then the perspective that people might have is, what does he think he's doing? You understand? The passerby, the perspective that they have, I think we live in this pit of negativity to an extent that we define ourselves with that negativity. So it's hard for us to redeem ourselves from negativity and come to a positive space. Because as Mr. Warren had said, what you invest in your talent, which can be in the basis of time, energy, and money. You need to invest time in your talent. You need to invest energy in your talent, and you need to invest money in your talent. So we should have maybe set up a table there and just sit there with our mics and everything and do the podcast. But we had to invest. We had to put the wall here. We had to put the table and decorate everything here, at which we are grateful for Simonia Events for sponsoring us with this setup. But we had to put energy. We had to put effort on it to show that, and that energy will set us apart from the crowd. So I think the fundamental thing that we need to address in our community today, it is how do we set ourselves apart. And the only way we can set ourselves apart is through investing in these three things: time, energy, and money in our talents. So that's what I think. I'm not sure if we can go for Mr. Warren. You have some information that you want to share with our young people, like some kind of opportunities that are kind of seem unreachable to young people that you might have to share with them.
Okay, so I think I'll talk about the fact that where we are based, we are more, like Mr. Franz was saying, we are more in an area which is without mines or industries, but the most basis of our economy for this area is tourism.
Okay.
So as someone who's working for the tourism industry but doing community development, I think our youth need to know that we've got game reserves that are just 10 kilometers or 15 kilometers away from our homes, and that is where most of our economy or our income from our households are coming from. So we've got a lot of opportunities coming from the game reserve, and we've got a lot of organizations that are doing a lot of work to make sure that our youth are being attracted and are being assisted outside there. I'll talk about one initiative which we have. It's called the Good Work Foundation. The Good Work Foundation is having satellite campuses in Huntington, Justicia, Lilydale, Dumfries, and then the main one is in Hazyview. It is open for everyone. Everyone who's coming from these local communities, it is open for you. You just have to apply. You only pay a commitment fee of $750, and then for the whole year you study for free.
Okay.
For free. And then that thing is there to assist you to have what we call a license for your future, because they are giving you an access to digital learning. As you are there, you are being taught confidence, simple thing, confidence. If you are a talented presenter, you'll be there and you'll be taught on how to be confident when you're on stage. They also give you like an access to digital learning, like I've mentioned. So after you've completed that 1 year, you are given a certificate, and that certificate will open doors for you to be able to go for any other thing which you want. They can be going there to teach you how to use a computer. Definitely in any talent you need to be able to use a computer. You need to be able to know how to create an invoice. You need to know how to create a code. You need to know how to create a bio if they're asking you who you are using
especially
a computer.
When you're an artist.
Every talent which you have, you need to be able to use a computer. So that's an opportunity which everyone can go for. They're giving you 1 year of training. You have everything, internet, you've got computers, good facilitators. You only have to pay $750. And if you can't afford it, you can still say it, and there will be a way, or there will be funders that can pay for that $750. You choose where
for those who cannot afford.
Okay. And that there are different ways for you to be able to afford. Maybe you afford $150 per month up until it gets to that $750, and that's only a commitment fee. They want you to pay something so that you are committed to the program the entire year. So, like I would like to advise young people who might not be having like an opportunity to go to Univen, to Cape Town, or to any tertiary institution, to rather take this opportunity and go for it. Choose where they think would be best for them in terms of traveling. If you are from Mkhuhlu, Mantangaleni, and you feel like going to Mkhuhlu Plaza and then from there to Hazyview is going to be expensive, then go to Lilydale. You only have to take one taxi. It will drop you off at the gate, and then in the afternoon you do the same. But at the end of the day, you will have done something for you, and it will be beneficial for your talent. It will be beneficial also for the second year in terms of choosing what you want to achieve as a human being. And that will also be helping us as the community, that we're actually developing everyone, and everyone will be able to have access to any opportunity which they want in future. Thank you.
Wow, that's amazing. And I once heard about the Good Work Foundation, and for more information and details, what we can do is we're going to put the details there below this episode, so that people get to know them. Maybe they have a website. We're going to put it and their phone number there, so that people can
They can follow them on social media.
Yes, you can follow them on social media as well. It's Good Work Foundation, Facebook, right?
Facebook, Instagram. They've got pages.
I think such opportunities need to be taken to consideration, especially for the fact that we as young people, we have the tendency of comparison, that we want to compare ourselves with other people, and we have zero awareness of ourselves, and that thing is killing us. So if I see Prezi going to Univen and studying law, at the back of my mind I also want something that is related to that, maybe going to university or something like that, and I do not actually open up myself to know myself, like Uba, who am I? What am I interested in this world? Because the world is big.
Yeah, true.
So we need to have self-awareness of ourselves before we commit to any career or to any course. I think that's important, because if you want to live in a real hell, is to be in an industry or to do the job that you don't love for the rest of your life. Yeah. So I can advise young people to actually look up for this opportunity and then utilize it, because it's here for us.
I think also to add for those that really want to go to a tertiary, like college, like a college, a TVET, or a university, TVET college, and a university. We also have opportunities where we offer them bursaries. Africa Foundation is offering them a bursary called Community Leaders Education Fund. It's given to people from communities. You just have to apply for it. It's normally out in July, and it closes, I think, same time in July. And then what they do is that they pay for your studies, but partially. So it's not 100% because they want to develop a leader in you.
Wow.
So if your fees are 100,000, they'll pay half of that.
Wow,
so you go out there as a leader and search for the other funding, which you can go for NFSAS and all that. But at the end of the day, you'll agree with me that as soon as you are accepted in a university and you've got registration, the other funds might not be necessary. You can do them in the media and all that. So we've also got those bursary opportunities which you can apply for any course which you want.
Any university
which you want. You are the one who specify which university and what kind of a course you want to do. And some of the questions which they'll ask you is like, why do you want to become a teacher? Why do you want to become a doctor? How is that going to be beneficial for our community? What are you going to do when you have studied? What kind of jobs are you going to look for? So those are the kind of information which the bursary form is actually asking. They also offer postgraduate opportunity for those who have already completed and want to study further. You can also apply, and they are also able to fund you. Information on that, they can also follow Africa Foundation on any social media.
Put the details there.
Any social media platform. And then the last one I want to talk about, which is a new opportunity from our organization. It's a field guide. We've just opened a field guide college in Timbawati. That's for the ones that wants to become field guides. So we'll be sponsoring 43 students from anywhere. I think we've got one now currently studying from here in Mantangaleni. He's currently studying to become a field guide. So you just also have to apply. And
how do you apply?
We've got bursary forms, we've got links and all that. We can also show them the information on the screen. And then you are being taken into a game reserve and being taught everything that you need to know that to become a field guide. That's for 6 months, and then the other 6 months are being taken for practical work, and then you are being allocated into
Mr. Warren.
Yeah.
I hear you telling us more about the bursary. You haven't tell us what are the requirements for this bursary.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because majority of our young people in our surrounding areas, they are affected by their matrix. Some of them, they failed their matrix, and then when they want to go back to school, and then they are affected by age. And then majority of I can say that 70% of our young people here in our community, they are affected by that. And then that's the most problem that we have. You know, everyone that completed their matric, they still have a way to go to those things, and then it's simple from them. But you know, my concern is that those one who have been failed to pass their matric, and then they still have that ambition to go further and do and express their talent and do such things. And some of the things that we wanna help them. We don't wanna leave them behind. You know?
Okay, so
sorry, can you also address with regards to the first program that you spoke of the 750, I can say, learnership?
Yeah.
Also the requirements, are there certain requirements to say you should have passed a certain grade, be a certain age?
Okay. So I think it is the law or it is how South Africa it is that each and every requirement requires matric. But in terms of these opportunities, they do not really need a bachelor for you to have passed with a bachelor's degree. So for Good Work Foundation, you can actually go for it even if you've got diploma. And then for the Field Guide College, you can also go for it even if you got a diploma in matric. And then for the Africa Foundation bursary, mostly the requirement is you having being accepted in varsity, and I think also that needs you to have passed matric. But I'll also touch on the basis of people who did not pass matric because of any reason. That people who are really not gifted, that people who might have just dropped out due to issues at home. We've got a program. We used to call it ABET, Adult School. Back then, they used to give like level 3 and level 4. Things have changed now. It is no longer under basic education. It is now under higher education. Meaning someone who's got grade 9 can go apply for the ABET school, and they will be under higher education, meaning they can be a qualified person who will be hired for tourism, because what they offer now in those adult schools is now over matric stuff, like tertiary kind of modules, and then they can be employable after that. I was very lucky in June. I went to Oshani to talk to them. It's like people of our age who only had matric, but they're now given an opportunity to study after school. You saw those ABET school back then, it used to be like old women going to study. But now it's people of our age going to study. But the good thing is that it's now under higher education.
Wow.
So their subjects is like tourism, business management, you see those kind of things. So someone who did not pass matric, they should go for those opportunities. Free of charge. It is happening in primary schools around our community. I think in Tulani they should be having that program. I know in Belfast, in Shalamuka they're having it. I know in Huntington they're having it, in Uzukani. They should go for it, and then at least you'll be a qualified person who's having tourism coupled with that grade 9 which you passed, and then you can be hired as a housekeeper, you can be hired as a chef, because you've already been trained for a year or 2 in your community to be able to get to that level of employment.
Okay.
Yeah, I hope I've answered your question.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's just take a short break, and we're gonna come back now. Thank you. Welcome you back again. Just right before the break, we were speaking about certain opportunities that are available for young people, especially in rural areas. And Mr. Warren was elaborating that most of the opportunities that are available and that are feeding many families here are those ones that are based in tourism. And then I think I agree with him. Like, we have opportunities in tourism and agriculture as well, where our young people need to find a way to dive in those sectors, tourism and agriculture as well. So I just want to acknowledge CD Fitness, which is one of the sponsors of this episode, and it's a fitness gear, right?
Fitness gear, yeah.
Okay. So if someone wants to buy it, where can they find it?
We're gonna drop the link below. It's Instagram. You can find us at Clinton Gear, and then on Facebook it's Clinton Dlamini. As you can see, CD means Clinton Dlamini. And on WhatsApp you can just DM us at. I think we're gonna drop the number on the comment section below.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, as well as to, again, we did this on before the break, but we're gonna do it again to acknowledge Simunya events, like this decoration for also sponsoring this episode as well. So we're gonna drop the link as well for Simunya events as well. So we can start from Brighton. You can just say something to our young people, and then we'll take it from there.
Okay. As we were talking about young people now, so I can just say I think a lot of people, or I can say a lot of young people have underestimated how success they can go far about their life. So a lot of people have underestimated how much work they can show to other people. Because if you don't let me start afresh. Yeah. Okay. Okay. As a young person, you cannot just get get what you want for free, guys. You have to work for it. Such as studying. You cannot just pass a matric or your studies or your tertiary studies just for free. because people have underestimated. They like to go playing, partying, and clubbing, and focus on relationship instead of their studies. And then at the end of the day, they expect to pass. How can you pass your studies? Meanwhile, you were not focusing on your studies. So that's what I can say about studies. And then the other thing, we were talking about talent, right? Talent, yes. Talent, I still agree with our talent that it can pay your bills. If you put more work on that, focus on your talent, sacrifice, uh, do the work right.
Yeah,
As
like the
talents,
three things that we've mentioned: time, energy, and money.
time, energy, and money. Yes, time, energy, and money. Your talent needs time, energy, and money, and it also needs goals. I can say you cannot focus on your talent without goals. It's either a long-term goal or a short-term goal. But let's just focus on a five-year plan, because you cannot focus on next year. Next year is already right now, because now it's already December, so you can focus on your long-term goal. So that's how you can work on your talent, right? So let me just stop there because I can say a lot.
Okay. As for me, what I can say that action without vision is a nightmare, but vision without action is a daydreaming. So let us focus on our dreams. Let us work hard on our dreams. And what other things that I urge all politicians to stop those things of nepotism, more especially on the opportunities that are available here in our communities for our young people. Let us give them equal opportunities. And the other thing is that young people go to school, make sure that you pass your matric, make sure that you further your studies, and then if you have a problem, and then you can meet everyone that is here, they can able to help you. Even the other people that are not here, but who are your leaders, who can help you to further your studies. And then if you if you know that you know this, and then it's your talent, it's what God have been brought you to this world to do. You have to make sure that you find the relevant people, and then you have to work hard on your talent. That's what I can say.
Okay, so personally, I'm gonna speak as a law student, right?
As a law student.
Yep, because I am a law student. Makes sense, right? Okay, so or rather, let me say I will use myself as an example, right? Going into studying law, I can say I didn't have enough information. So my advice would be, before pursuing anything that you think is a dream, like, find more information about that thing. You understand? Because when you are already within, you think you are cruising, Ganti, there's more work that awaits you after your graduation. A wise man once said, in this life, to succeed, it doesn't need a lot. You just need to know what you want, know how to get it, and be willing to put in the effort.
That's profound. Yeah.
Exactly. So know what you want. Find out more information about whatever we want. And also, you touched on agriculture. I think a lot of us are sleeping on the field. Agriculture, right? There's a lot of things that you can do. Not specifically your livestock farming. You can look into crop farming. It's very much in demand in South Africa, and I believe there are like funding schemes for it. Yes. And also, with regards to the law thing I was saying, right? You don't have to finish your LLB, serve your articles, go to court, be an advocate, be an attorney. No, I personally recently discovered that you can actually work for the South African National Defence Force. Right after your degree, they have a stipend, they have everything. You can try to contact me also
like
for
a soldier.
information on that. Yeah.
Like a soldier?
Yeah.
When I can be a soldier?
I'm not talking about me specifically. Mlandi, fresh hand, silent.
Oh, okay.
I can never be the National Defence Force. You understand? So I learned that after your 4 years LLB, you can actually enroll with SENF. They will take you through a year of practical work, I think, a year of training. It has a stipend. I think it was like 2,000 rand, and most of the other things covered. You understand? Yeah. So you don't have to like walk in a straight line. You can actually do a lot with anything that you decide to do.
Wow.
Thank
profound.
You.
Okay, thank you. I don't know how many minutes I have, but I think, am I wrapping up?
I will wrap up. You just
Okay, cool. Three things that I want to mention. One, it's a quote which I want to bring out to young people to say your background is not your future. You can always change your background and do not sit on that kind of a situation which you have at home. That is not your future. You can change that situation at home. Always put it in your mind that your background is not your future. And then for you not to always think that your background is not your future, you need to create SMART goals. SMART goals meaning, one, you need to be specific of what you want. And then number two, your goals need to be measurable. You can't be choosing things which you cannot measure. And then number two, your goals need to be attainable. Number three, they need to be attainable. And then number four, they need to be realistic. And then the last thing, they need to be timely. So those are your SMART goals. If you want to make it in life, create those goals. We're going into a new year. We're going into 2023. I think we left a few days. Sit now, go back to your vision board, create SMART goals. If you want to become a doctor, start there and be specific of what you want. Measure how you want to do it. Determine how you want to attain being a doctor. Be realistic of how you want to do it, and also be timely. Make sure that within that 7 years you need to graduate. Those are the SMART goals which you need to develop as a young person who is fighting to eradicate poverty of our communities or of our families. And then the last thing, it's something which I listened to this morning from Oprah Winfrey. She was saying that greatness can only be determined by good service. You can be famous, you can be rich, you can be fit like Brighton, you can be yellow bone or whatever. But the only thing that will determine your greatness is service.
yes.
Serve in your community, serve in your family, serve in your career, and serve wherever you are. That is the only way that your greatness will be determined. Thank you.
Yeah. Touching on service as we wrap up, I think the reason why we have so much low self-esteem today is that people are not serving other people.
Yeah.
If you check the most successful people, the most successful organizations in the world, Facebook, whatever it is, it has to do with serving other people, connecting other people. I think our purpose, our success are wrapped up in the concept of service. We need to understand what service is. Yeah. Not service in a way of doing something for other people and then not receiving nothing in return, and then we start to think that such things are not working. We mean service, tireless service for other people in a way of, I know I'm good at this, I know I'm better at this, how can I use what I'm good at to make money doing what you love? I think that's what young people need to actually work around that. So this is our 6th or 5th episode, I'm not sure, but we're gonna correct that. So we thank you very much today. I thank Warren, I thank Presley, I thank Franz Matumba, I thank Brighton Fitness, Guy, I thank Simonia Events. I thank you very much for your participation in this episode. This is your guy Silence and Loud Silence. We appreciate you and we love you, and we believe that as we have started Youth in Purpose, we believe that we are indeed creating young people, youth that are aligned with their service. So I want to thank Jackson Kruger, our director, as well, for pulling up this work together. We appreciate them. We acknowledge them. So see you guys on our next episode. Thank you very much. Keep up.